All right, greetings. Welcome. Happy Friday. We are playing. We are testing out the D12 Supers rule set, which is, as Nutmeg would absolutely tell you, the obviously the best superhero rule set ever constructed. But he's probably not yet here to mock me. So there you go. So be it. But yeah, so this is a Supers rule set based roughly off of the Runebearer rule set. Um, it uses opposed D12. He mocking. it uses opposed D12s like Runebearer does. It uses a hey, what's up, Michael? It uses a power system roughly similar to City of Heroes, which is what my favorite MMO of all time, in that you pick two power sets and mix them. And a lot of the bits are, we hit similar notes. I'm sorry, I need to go pick up my actual rules here. So I do have a printout of the rules. These are slightly old, but I think they'll do. For combat, I'm gonna need simply the unfortunately broken up impact page. That's lame. Someone needs to learn to lay out their shit better. So let me write some stuff here. So how is everybody tonight? Not Mike. How are you this evening? And Michael, how are you? And Scott, I know how you are. You've got your bourbon poured. Pain. Oh man, I'm gonna be quiet. Horrible kidney stone pain, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Kidney stones suck. My dad gets them all fairly frequently, and they're miserable, miserable. So I'm sorry to hear that. Definitely should not have to deal with that. Boy, that's gonna be awkward. Hey, Katori, how are you? Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a fan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who would be a fan of kidney stones per se, but I do need more desk space. I will say that I'm out of desk space right now. Hey, what's up, TV? Greetings. Yeah, so we're gonna get started here probably in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But yeah, just a quick recap. So we have our four heroes. Now keep in mind these are all super beginning heroes, so they're not super great at their jobs yet, and do not have a lot of their powers. We have Beetle, which is super tough insect form. His insect form is like an armor suit. He is mostly our tank, but he's also one of our best fighters, but a melee fighter. We have Stick Kid, for lack of a better word, Casey, who is staff time. And he is another melee fighter, has teleport, has some minor time powers, but primarily he's going to use his staff. And that does give him really good defense, potentially, if he is ready for the attack. I said later we'll lean into the time powers a little more, but right now he's mostly a staff martial artist. We have Dead Girl, who is Zombie, and Sonic. Sonic is for primarily right now super hearing. She is another melee fighter. We are very melee heavy in this group. This group could suck, but she is melee heavy. We are melee heavy. She is not quite as good a fighter as Scott. She is not quite as good a tank as Scott. She's a little bit detuned. Um, but theoretically has some different powers that might come online as she progresses. Then we have Storm Cell, good old Portia Davenport, uh, son of a rich arms tycoon, technology tycoon, daughter, I should say, of a rich technology tycoon. She is our blaster, our one and only blaster. She has probably of everybody else, I would say currently she has decent defenses. Certainly not as good as Jane, not as good as Scott, a Beetle. But she is our ranged attacker pretty much. And primarily, right, Wind Blast, Storm Hamza, Wind Blast, and with potential chill or potential of throwing essentially shards, either of ice or debris on the ground to damage her foes. I do have a small scoreboard up in the upper right. You might see it, which has everybody's hit points and energy. I have their energy here in my tray that I stole one from Dragons Down. And what is energy used for? You have 6 energy typically. Scott has 7 because of his background. Energy can be used for several things. It can be used to get a reroll. Oh, I failed that check. Let me reroll it. You burn an energy and reroll it. It can be used at the beginning of a turn. You can burn an energy and gain 2d4 hit points back. It's also used to power your powers. At the end of the round, we will determine what you've used. Everybody makes a roll. If you roll lower than your burn rating that round, you give me an energy. If you roll 3 higher than your burn rating, you get an energy back. If you ever are out of energy and need to give the GM an energy, you are defeated. If you run out of hit points, you are defeated. Again, I think this party is a little imbalanced. Like if I were to make a balanced combative party, I would probably, strangely enough, get rid of Dead Girl probably and get another blaster / utility infielder. But Jane is a beloved character. And Jane is primarily because of the story beats that Jane hits on. So so we're stuck with my lovely punk rock zombie girl. There are certain powers that do have the revive trait. And typically, if you have a power with a revive trait, I think zombie gets access to one. A couple power sets have access to reviving in combat. If you have a heal power and that heal power has the revives keyword, then you can indeed revive someone in combat. Let me real quick go to the public drive here, and I'm going to share. I'm going to copy the link and let's paste that link. There you go. So if you do want to see like the rules as they stand today, that Google Drive will get you in there. Theoretically, it should be public. If it's not, tell me. I won't fix it right now, but we'll fix it in the future. Then you get 1 shot. So let's say I'm down to like -6 hit points, and you have a 2d6 revives heal. If you heal me and roll a 7 or above, I'm up, and I get 1 energy, and I get my however many hit points that I get. Otherwise, no. And the reason not is because these combats can last long as it is, and so there's no reason for thank you, TV. There's no reason to have people rezzing people in fights easily. So there's a couple revenant powers and a couple heals and so on that revive. And otherwise, once you're down, you're down. Um, so as it starts, our heroes are going to come in and they're going to see, they come, right? They've been drawn by maybe sounds of gunfire or the sounds of an explosion to this small little office lot here, or I needed a little bit better map. I threw it together with just some stuff. We'll see. I mean, I could use more bits in it, but I think this works for a test fight. The first thing that the heroes see, so Scott and Stormcell are going to be 6 inches in the air, 6 hexes in the air, which we have to keep track of course, because they're flying. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to not be in combat rounds. I think Beetle would be absolutely drawn to helping these downed police officers and or civilians. And so I think he would go the 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? He would come here and land there. And you can go down one for free. Every hex you travel forward, you can go down one for free. Climbing costs you 2 hexes per hex. You want to go up in the air. I think you would have Stormcell cover him, so I think she ends up being, say, here in the air. We gotta be a little bit careful because, yeah, so she should be in the front for sure, right? So she's hovering there. Dead Girl's gonna do her zombie run, and she's gonna come up, and then Casey teleports to here. And we haven't started rounds. We haven't started any energy or any track of anything like that. And I think that's where we're gonna have shots ring out, and that's where we're gonna start. So we're gonna give these 4 thugs. So there's thugs here, here, and here, and then there's thugs back here amongst the trucks, or the wreckage, I should say. So shots will ring out. Now they're a fair bit away. Unlikely anything hits, but we will give a single surprise round to thugs 1 through 4. Thugs 1 through 4 are pretty weak. They have combat values of 12, which are not going to be super great to actually threaten our heroes. However, in mass, because of the way Runebearer degrades your defenses, you could run into trouble. So we could run into trouble. Now these 3 thugs that are back here, we'll zoom in on them at some point. Lazor Thug, Melee Thug, and Loader Thug all have combat values of 16, so they are on par with slightly below the heroes. Any PG-13 shockwave guns or stunning lasers? Yeah, well, the one guy has a laser. The Melee Thug has pretty much a giant club or something, like a sledgehammer. The Loader Thug is wearing the Ripley loader thing with a cutting torch and a claw. And he's also armored. That's what the A is. So most of the thugs are wearing 2 points of armor. That's like leathers and pads, right? They are ready for a fight for sure. The Melee Thug is just physically tough, so he has 4 armor. The Loader Thug has 6 armor, so he actually has armor that's better than half the party. Heck, Stick Kid has 0 armor. Casey has no armor. His job is to not get hit. Now they only have 20 to 28 hit points. They sort of suck there, but there's 7 of them. So I actually don't know how this is going to go. This might be a total, like, this could go, I could easily see this becoming rougher than it should for our heroes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one thug shoot at Beetle. One thug shoot at, two thugs shoot at Storm Cell. These thugs are in this building shooting out windows. So we're going to have two at Storm Cell and one at Casey. Casey currently does not have his staff block on. I'm going to assume no one has any toggles, except for, flight, if they have flight. Like, they are flat-footed, as it were. So let's do the surprise right now. Thug 2, shooting Beetle. It is 11 hexes away. These guns have, let's say, a 4 range band. Sure. So he's a -2 to hit anyway. So he's a 10 versus Scott's 11 dodge, though. Scott only has a 10 dodge. 10 dodge. So it is likely that Beetle gets hit first thing. We'll see. So let's roll. If you remember when we did our other tabletop, we roll a d12 minus a d12. And our guy rolls a 5. So he rolls 5 above. So he's going to hit Beetle. Now, we could right now decide, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to spend an energy and not be hit. We're not going to do that because we assume we can take that hit. And we're going to do thug damage against our guy. Thug does 10 damage. 2, 6, and 2. And that 10 damage is physical stab damage. So it's a bullet. Scott's armor, if you remember. Oh, let me pull up. Oh, you know what I need to do? Let's word up our guys here. And I will put them on the side to bring them up when needed. Hopefully that at least is clear. My fault. Should have had that ready for you already. I haven't even started drinking yet, for crying out loud. So this will be your reference to use for the characters, and then I can reference them just by coming down here. So if we see Beetle's armor is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0. He is, however, knocked 1. Anytime. So every weapon, every attack, by default, has what's called knock 1 in this case, which means if you roll the maximum die, and these are all d6s, if we roll the maximum die, that does 1d4 of knock. And so Scott actually except d4s. D4s do not knock. You're absolutely correct. He's knocked back 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3, and he is actually knocked prone. I'm gonna turn him on his side for now for prone. So Scott is surprised, and this guy comes out with, a small arms, right? Nothing major. He's not shooting like an elephant gun or anything, but he does catch him square in the chest and bowl him over on his ass. Scott shakes his head. Some attacks remove knock effect. Yeah, absolutely. And he would technically take 3 more points of damage from landing on the ground. If he ran into something, he would take 3d4 damage. If he slammed into, say, a pole or a wall or a whatever, right? A tank of flaming gases, whatever. He would then take 3d4 damage. But since Scott has 10 armor, he is our physical tank. Like, his job is to take hits, and he did this time. That's Thug 2. Thug 1 and Thug 3 are shooting at Portia. Little bit more range here. 13 and 6. We got to do some geometry. Let's just add 2. So we're going to say 15. So 4, 4, and 4. So -2 to hit. her as well. So we've got a 10 versus. Now, Portia is a dodge 18 or 19, 19 in the air against physical range because she is riding the winds. So she actually has whirling winds around her. So this guy needs to roll quite a bit more than a -4, and he misses wide. This thug's going to take a shot. He's actually at 24 hexes away. So that's going to be -5 to hit. I'll roll, but he's got to roll pretty darn amazing, and he misses. So two sort of pointless shots ring out. Although it is her second defense, so she would be down to 16 dodge. So keeping that in mind. Finally, someone's going to shoot at Casey. Now, Casey, his dodge is not as good as his block, but his dodge is still 17. So this guy is shooting at a probably 5 to hit. So he has a 5 to 17. He's got pretty much to roll like a big 12, and he doesn't. So shots ring out. That alerts the characters, and that's going to start the actual combat for real. Casey can block missiles, but staff block is a toggle. So he has to toggle it at the beginning of the round. So if he is flat-footed, then he is dodging, essentially. If he's not toggled that, he is dodging. Because it's like, he's spinning it, or, he's doing the thing, right? So now we're going to roll initiative for all of our characters. It's 11d12. We're going to go straight down the line here. So let's roll. So Scott is a -1. So Scott actually has a 1. Casey's a +3. Casey has a 14. Dead Girl is a 0. She rolled a 9, though, so she's pretty good. Stormcell is +5 because, the winds and all. So she has, what, a 16 or something? Thug 1 is a 12. Thug 2 is a 7. Thug 3 is an 8. 6. 7. I'm missing something, right? Yeah. No, 3 and 10. Those are our initiatives. Let's sort those bad boys. Stormcell is first. And I'm going to say maybe this guy peeks out. Oops, that's smoke. That's smoke. Don't move the smoke. Okay, melee thug here. This guy maybe crawls to here. Maybe oh god, okay. This smoke is killing me. Let's change that to the map layer. Oh no, let's not do that. Let's never do that again. Let's just lock the placement of our smoke. There we go. And maybe Loader Thug starts peeking out. And so maybe the characters, especially Stormcell, can see these thugs come around in round 1. And she'll yell that out. And let's assume that she, with her allowance, has bought everyone nice headsets and maybe enough short range radio that they can communicate in combat. I think Casey has Tactics 1, so we have 1 green chip we can use for rerolls just for the whole party. And of course, everybody has their energy. I think Beetle is the de facto leader. She calls out that there's, 3 more thugs by the trucks. I think Beetle would have Casey and maybe Stormcell go take out the shooters, and then he would assume, no, I don't think this is actually a great idea. He would assume that he and Dead Girl can take on the thugs over in the eastern side, themselves. I don't know that he realizes that those are the badasses of the thug world. So Storm Cell will follow his lead there. And she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has flight like 15 or something. 7. And she wants to get close. And her blast is range band 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say she's shooting for there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to move in 1, and she's going to be 2 off the ground instead of 6. And then she will take her shot on Thug 2. Thug 2 is behind cover. We're going to give him a +2 to his defenses. That does give him a 14 against a 19 shoot. She will use her ice for now on her blast. And she rolls a -7, which means that she gets a so she has effectively a 20. She gets a -7. She actually succeeds. So her total is a 13. This thug technically has a 14 because of the cover. So if we're doing the normal room bearer, she has a 20. She rolls a 24. The thug has a 14 and rolls a 25. Now, the funny part is, I know if the girl who originally played this character was playing, she would immediately spend 1 energy and up her number by 1 to hit. Now, keep in mind, the thugs and minions and putzes don't have energy. They don't have to track energy, but they also don't get rerolls. So that's sort of the disadvantage and advantage that they have. They don't track, so it makes this combat easier for me. So she can use energy to reroll. She can also use energy, so she's gonna do that. Screw it. She's gonna hand me an energy and say, I would like to increase my attack roll by 1, which she can do, which then matches his defense behind cover, which is then gonna hit. Spend it. And against battles like this for thugs and stuff, it you know, I mean, you spend, right? So she does hit. So let's do her damage. And she used chill. She did not use her shards. So storm damage. Storm Cell does 13 damage. She rolls a 7 and a 4 and a 2. Okay, that's fine. She doesn't do pierce because she did not use that. She used ice instead, which is only pierce 1. But it does have knock 2. And she does roll 1 die of extra knock. So remember, knock. So what knock is did I roll the maximum on a die? Or because Karen has, I should say, Portia has knock 2 if she uses ice, because she's Wind Lady. She needs to roll the top 2 numbers on the die. So she does do 1 knock and hit the guy. And because she has extra knock, she gets to roll extra dice to see if she knocks him more. So she does. So she hits this guy for 13 damage and knocks him back 2d4 hexes. So let's do the 13 damage. That's 11 on this thug. So we're going to knock him down to 9. And I mean, just because. So I'm going to, let's roll 2d4 to see how far she knocks him. She knocks him 8. I'm going to assume that he's in a room inside this building, and it's not 8 big. Like, she would have literally knocked him across the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She knocks him across and smashes him into a wall there. So he takes 8d4. He cannot take more than 13 damage because you can't do more than double your damage. But let's roll 8d4. Because he smashes into a wall. And he takes 20, which means he takes 13 damage. Which is 11 more. And she has knocked him out. How much burn was that on our gal? How much burn? So let's calculate burn now. She used Wind Blast, she used Omni Arrow, she used Ride the Winds. Her burn this round was 8. I'm going to put that there for now so I can check it. That means at the end of the round, she has an 8 in 12 chance of having to give me an energy. And she needs to roll an 11 or 12 to get an energy back. And that is Portia's turn. And we are down to Casey. Good thing every Venezuelan would have to be concerned. Casey's going to take the command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The problem is he can't teleport there. He sort of can. So, Casey is going to teleport. Now, Casey's teleport is odd. He doesn't teleport. He's momentarily stops time for a brief time period and runs or walks to his destination. So his teleport is different than all the other teleports in the game, in that he can't escape from bonds or can't escape from a cage, and he can only get to places he could otherwise get to. So, for instance, if there's a jet plane or a plane up ahead or a helicopter, he cannot teleport up there. He could teleport to the top of a building if he could climb the stairs or the fire escape or jump or whatever. Casey is going to teleport 15 because he does have a 15 teleport. So we're going to go from here to, I think, here. So Casey teleports there. That's 3 burn. And now he's going to use Staff Strike and, of course, probably Thrust as well. Because you might as well. And he's going to turn on. Does he need Thrust? No, instead he's just going to offensive stance. So when Casey offensive stances, use the toggle. You're like, use it. When Casey offensive stances, we're going to put this next to him. So we know he has a minus to his defense. So he's going to use Staff Block, Staff Strike, and Teleport. That's going to put him at 8 burn. And he's going to attack this guy because his staff has reach 2, which means it can go 2 hexes away from him and hit this guy. He won't use the thrust, the adder. Might be no need. These guys might just go down in a heap in any case. I'm still giving this guy cover because of Casey has a strike of 18. This guy has a defense of 14 in the window. Casey rolls a 0 though, and he is going to hit. Casey's damage. Casey does 12 points of damage. He does not prone him. He does not thrust. Thrust also gives the pierce, so he doesn't have any of that. It's pretty much just the prone. So he does 12 damage. Minus 2 is 10. So he does knock this thug down a little bit there. He does not prone the thug, and he is ready to block attacks, and he's used 8 burn. Any impact? Yeah, so we do an impact because we've done what, a quarter or more of his hit points. So we roll a d12, which unfortunately I don't have a roll d12 macro, which is sort of 9. Casey impairs him, which is annoying because it's just something else I have to sort of track until the thug recovers. Which would, in this case, since he can't recover, he'd have to take a round to recover. Thug 1 is going to shoot Casey back, obviously. And so he's going to take a shot. But his combat value is only 12, which sort of sucks. And Casey has a decent block. Let's see what happens here. He can block missiles now that he has his staff on. -6. And Casey easily blocks that missile. The loader thug goes. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's not very fast. He clunks across the board. Theoretically, he could go twice, but we're not going to lower our defense to nothing to get over there faster. Dead Girl. Dead Girl is going to zombie run 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And she is done. I think Thug 3 is going to take a shot. That would be 11 hexes from Casey. 16 from Dead Girl. That's going to be a -2, but it's technically a -4 to hit because he probably has at least a little bit of cover behind that car. Oof. It's -4 to hit Casey, who has... Now, Casey has -1 defense, so he has a 17 defense, but he does get a bonus block, so he literally is... Oh, no, he's like a 20, technically. Minus the 1 because of the offensive stance. So 19. Casey has... His defense, unfortunately, is 17 to 20, which is sort of ridiculous. Second attack wouldn't do anything to Casey. I think he's going to shoot Jane in hopes that the other guy can shoot Jane. So 16 is -3 to hit. He's going to take a shot. No, that's -6, not even close. The melee thug. He's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing. Thug 2 is down, so we take him out. Thug 4 takes a shot at Jane. We'll even roll it before we... -4, so no hits. Oh, and the Laser thug. I mean, hell, he might as well take a shot at Jane at this point. This is the third attack on Jane. And Jane is... Her dodge sucks, actually. So I think the Laser thug here has a good chance. Laser is 5. It's -2 to hit from that distance. So that gives us a 14 to hit. Jane's third dodge is a 6. So actually, he is... They've set her up. Set him up for that. And he does hit. He's Z. Thug Z. Laser Thug does 11 energy damage. So 1, 4, and 6. And it does pierce. So if we roll less than our pierce, there is no armor impacted. Jane has 3 energy armor, but she takes the full 11 points of damage. As it like singes her skin, right? I mean, that's pretty rough. So she's down to 27. And Jane, what did she do? She moved 1, right? So her burn technically is 1 this round. And she does take an impact. And it's a 1, graze, no effect. So she takes no other effect. That laser guy is actually dangerous. Beetle does have to get up, technically. That's a half phase still. And he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he takes his move, flying just above the ground level. And that's the end of round 1. So 1 thug down, 1 thug is half down. We now have to roll burn for our heroes. And Beetle had used 1 burn. So we're going to roll 40-12. And we're going to go down our line here. Storm Cell, Casey, Dead Girl, and Beetle, I think. Storm Cell owes me an energy. Oh, so I burned what? Oh, I did it over here on this side, on the scoreboard. I did not do a good job. I got to keep that scoreboard up to date. So Jane is down to 27. Sorry about that. I will pay attention. You should definitely chastise me for my lackadaisical. She has spent 1 to 5, but now she owes me 1 because she rolled a 2, which is under her burn. And her burn reverts to 0, of course, because it's the end of the round. So Storm Cell is down to 4 energy after the first round of combat. Casey has a burn of 8. He rolls an 8. So unfortunately, he also has to pay me. So he's down to 5 energy. His burn drops to nothing. Scott gets an energy back technically, but doesn't really matter. Or I should say Dead Girl technically gets an energy back. Because, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dead Girl does, Scott does not, but it doesn't matter. She hadn't spent any. And we are done. That's the end of round 1. Any questions or anything? Are we good? I think, wasn't terrible. I don't think this is a hard fight for the heroes. But again, we'll see once they get the big boys down, right? Next round, Storm Cell. I hate to say it. She knocks her guy out, and she is not going to just sit around and deal, right? She's gonna come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me make sure I get the distance right. She's gonna go here. Still flying just above ground level. Well, 2, I should say. Not quite close enough to get the point blank effect. So, and she's going to try to Wind Blast melee thug. Her shoot is 19. Her shoot's 19. This guy is a 16. Though, so he's not a slouch by any stretch. She shoots. That is going to hit. She's going to pull up the chill. She's going to do 14 damage. Does not pierce. It does one knock and one extra knock. So she's actually going to blow him around the battlefield a little bit. And that's because she's not using the shards. If she uses the shards, none of those knock, but she does have a better pierce chance. So let's do the 14 damage first. This thug's going to take 10 damage. He has 4 armor. Even so, he's going to take 10 damage. Thug 2 is out. Thug 1 is down to 10. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just a little... I might not even keep this scoreboard at this point because I don't know that it does me any good. I do want it to, for people to be able to see what's what. Thug M is down to 18 hit points all of a sudden. And he is knocked again 4. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, lands on his ass, takes 4 points of damage, which is nothing because of his armor. He does have to roll a toughness check or be chilled. So let's see if that goes. Now this thug has a 14 toughness, but effects are 18 saves. So he has to roll. He does not. So he is chilled. Ooh, okay. Let's do chill. And let's figure out how to... I gotta tell how many rounds this has been. He is chilled, and he hasn't, what chill is going to do for him is it's going to reduce his damage by 2. I believe I'll have to check to see if that's slightly different in supers. It might be 3. Might be 1 per die. Let me see. Yeah, it was a ton of stuff in supers, but we don't do that anymore. It is damage. So we're gonna say it is -2. So he's -2 damage now, as long as he is chill. And that did knock him on his ass. So there you go. Casey's up. Casey is going to not take the extra attacks. So he is going to teleport to here, which he's allowed to do because teleporting blind does not matter to Casey because he walks. So literally he stops time, walks in the door, finds this guy, gets behind him, starts time again, and whacks him in the back of the head. So Casey's gonna go. He has a strike of 17. He rolls a 1, so succeeds. Yeah, absolutely succeeds against an 18. He's still offensive stancing. He staff strikes for 2d6 plus a d8. Casey does 6 freaking damage. So he does crap damage. Doesn't knock him down. He did not thrust. We have to state we're going to thrust. And thrust is the thrust and pierce and the daze. So Casey literally does 60. He does 4 damage to this guy. And I'm going to say that is not a... So that they're going to... They require... They need to take 7 damage to so he literally takes 2 points of damage. The guy turns around just in time, sort of half blocks it, right? That kind of thing. Done. So Storm Cell, let's make sure we know. She used Wind Blast, Omni Arrow, and her Fly So she is a burn 8. Casey used teleport. That's a 3. Staff strike. And he is using staff block. So he is also an 8. And he's offensive stance. Now these guys can't see him anymore, so he's not going to take any shots from any of those guys, which is why he sort of teleported in. Thug 1, who was impaired, is going to take the shot at Casey. It's not a great, and he misses. Yeah, like one thug against. One thug against one is just not. Where is Loader Thug gonna go? He cannot charge Jane, which he would if he could. I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to pick up a crate. He has the strength to do it with the loader, so he now has a crate in his arms, and he is going to throw it or bash someone when they come close enough. Jane, who does not have go for the throat, unfortunately, is going to charge because she takes no penalty while charging because she has improved charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she's going to charge and try to rend and bite our guy here. Oh, that's probably a hit. Her strike is 17. This guy is a 16, but he's on his ass. So that's going to hit. And so Jane does some damage. Jane does 14. No, not because she is hitting him into the ground. He subtracts 4 off of that. He still takes 10 more damage. And he is bleeding. What is bleeding gonna do? I think you lose X hit points around. Your burn ratings increase by 1 every round. He doesn't have a burn rating, but he is bleeding, so he takes damage every time. Yeah, and she just punches the heck out of him. Done. Thug 3. Oh, I think they are concerned. Well, that's not him, but yeah, but that's the male, that's the club thug. Uh 1, 2, 3. He's gonna come out the door and he's gonna take his pod shot. -16 hexes would put him at a -3 to hit. But her dodge is shit. So we're going to take the shot. And he still rolls a -3, and so he does not hit. The melee thug takes a point of damage, first thing. So he is down to 7. Melee thug down to 7. He is going to stand up and he is going to take his shot at Jane. Jane has dodged once, but she has not blocked yet. So he is going to try to smack Jane as hard as he can with his sledgehammer. He has a 16 versus Jane's 17. So he needs to roll, and he gets a -4. He misses Jane. Jane blocks it. Because Jane blocks, she does have reverberation. Oh, it's a toggle. Well, we would have had to have said we're running it, but let's say probably running it. So she goes, so I'm sorry, I got to keep track of her burn as well, right? So her burn was Zombie Run, Reverberation, Rend and Bite, and Sonic Shield. That is 7. So when she goes all out, she is essentially 7 burn around. Because she has Reverberation, when she blocks the attack, she immediately heals 1d4, and so she actually gets a hit point back from Reverberation. Thug 4 comes up. He's going to take a pot shot, probably at Jane at this rate. This is Jane's second dodge. So this guy is at a... Oops. Whoa. Hey, buddy. Okay, hold on. 4, 8, 12. He's at a -3 to hit. So his effective attack is a 9. Jane's effective defense is dodge of 8. So he does hit her. So the second dodge, right? He takes a shot. He's gonna hit Jane. He hits Jane for, I think, 3d6 physical damage. It does 12 damage, so it doesn't suck, and Jane's gonna take 5 of that as a bullet sort of wings into her shoulder. The dead girl's down to 23 now. So the thugs come out probably to get in better position, to get better shots. And now it's, oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is where it does get a tiny bit dangerous. Because now Laser Thug can take a shot against Jane if he wants to. Now, Jane's in melee, so it is -2 to hit her. Oh, I should have taken that into account. Should have taken it into account because I think she gets missed then by our guy. So she gets 5 points. We'll give her 5 points back. Technically, he would hit his own guy for the 12, but we're gonna let that one slide for the bad guys. To keep them up a tiny bit longer to see how this goes. Laser guy is gonna shoot though, and Laser guy has a 16. The laser is a 5. So he's gonna actually move up. Heck with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half move. 8. So he's only -1 to hit, -3 to hit. He has a 13 versus Jane's 6. He hits. He's Thug Z. Thug Z hits Jane for 13 energy. Jane takes 10. Doesn't pierce. You do see, I mean, it can get pretty brutal fairly quickly. I'm not going to have her re-roll that, but she should try to heal. Someone remind me for her to heal at some point. So she almost takes a bullet. She takes a laser shot again in the chest. At this point, Scott is quite annoyed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scott is going to go and he is going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's going to charge this guy. Um, it is his third attack, I believe. So he is at a 16, 13, like a 10 defense. But Scott does take a -2 strike, so he is at a 17 strike. Still, third attack, and he's gonna try to take this guy out. Scott does hit him. And beetle damage is no joke there. He rolls 18 points of damage and a knock. So let's just say for giggles that he knocks him back a couple, but also knocks him out. Scott's burn on that was he used his movement. Scott is a low burn character. He used his movement. He used his super punch. He's a 5. Scott actually can. And that's the end of the round. That's round 2. At the end of round 3, 6, and 9, every character who has down an energy gets an energy back no matter what their burn roll is. They get one back at the end of all of that. So let's check burns for the characters. And again, we'll go down the line. Stormcell and Casey, Dead Girl and Beetle. Stormcell rolls a 7. Her burn is an 8. She does not spend any energy this turn. However, Casey rolls a 9. So Casey owes me an energy. So I think Casey's down to 4 energy. Stormcell has 4 energy still. Done and done. And hell, frankly, I'm not going to use the chips anymore because it's just another place to keep track of all the energy, since I already have 2 places to keep track of it. I will keep track of the tactics up here, though, because we do have 1 tactics to reroll. The last 2 characters, that would be Dead Girl. Dead Girl is a 9, so she doesn't pay me any energy. Scott is a 4. He actually does have to give me an energy because he rolled less than his burn rating. And so he's down to 6. Scott starts with an extra because of his jock background. You've missed a bit. I mean, we can do a little bit more here as we go. Yeah, it's 2 rounds, but because I'm super slow. This is round 3. And of course, Stormcell is up. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God, I hate when it does like a weird center of mass thing. Do you prefer hex graph paper more? Yes, I prefer hexes. So, what are hexes bad for? Hexes are bad for dungeons, of course, because everything's square in a dungeon typically. Hexes are better because again they're better distance, right? Because there's no diagonals in a hex map, so that is my preference technically. So if I run a game, it's typically hexes. So the question here is, if she is 4 and 2, let's get our calculator out here. 4 squared is 16. So what's the square root of 20? Square root of 20 is less than 5. So she is technically in point blank. So she is going to do Some hopefully big damage here, or a little bit of damage. She gets her accuracy, and yep. So let's see if Portia, with her shoot of 20 at this point, yeah, she's definitely going to hit this guy. His defense is only 16. I thought these guys would be a little bit more better, a little bit better, but whatever. Yeah, welcome Christian, welcome Rob. So she does 8. She does 16 damage. This guy only has 2 armor, so he's screwed. No pierce because she did the ice version. No extra knock. So she knocks him 1. Numbers versus elites. Yeah. I mean, these guys are way better than these thugs. Absolutely. So let's take the 16 damage. So that's 14 damage. Because he has 2 armor. I think Thug Z, Lazor Thug. He does take an impact, and he takes 1 die of knock. The impact is 5. He is slowed 1 until recovery. He probably won't recover in this combat, frankly, before the combat is over. Let's roll the knock. He goes back 2. She probably hits him like to there, and he's on his ass. And again, that's going to give her the max burn. She's an 8. She's pretty much an 8 every round unless we do something wacky. Casey, a little bit embarrassed by his showing. He does not have to teleport. He is going to thrust, block, and strike. That gives him a 7 burn this round. And he's going to try to take this guy. He's like, it's taking me way too long to take this guy out. This guy's defense is not super high. He has an 11 here. Casey's bound to hit him, I think. Strike of 17 plus accuracy 1. So he does hit him. And now let's roll damage. He does 9 damage. Oh, terrible damage, by the way. Thrust does an extra 1, so he does 10 damage. Only 8. That's just enough. It does, and it knocks him over. He trips him and smacks him, and it's just enough. I'm sorry, I'm yelling at the mic. Just enough to knock this guy out. Thug 1 is taken care of. He minned it. Yeah, he totally did. He totally minned that shit. And if he didn't thrust, the guy would be still awake and ready to. Thug 1's out. The melee thug is out. We are quickly running out of thugs. It is loader thug time. Well, let's see. What are we doing here? I think he's going to. I think he's got to try to take the girl out. He's got to try to take the zombie out. The zombie is the most injured. Strangely enough, though, if he's in range, which he is, he's going to just drop that crate. 1, 2, 3. He's going to take a half move up, and he is going to torch her, cutting torch Jane Doe. So this is Thug. She has a block of, let's see, she has a block of 17. He has an attack of 16. He does need to score, oh God, he scores a -7. So she absolutely blocks him. God damn. And because she does that, she gets to reverberate. And she heals 1 again. So she's up to 19. That is terrible. Because that cutting torch is a 3d10. So, like, that cutting torch would have just been ridiculous. I might have made it 3d8 just because I was concerned. Although, again, these thugs have sort of turned out to be, just because of the stats that these characters have, general thugs not en masse are pretty weak, which I think is appropriate. And again, we should have probably detuned our heroes a little bit to give them year 1 vibes, but that's fine. We're good. So Dead Girl, what she's going to do is at the beginning of her round, she's going to spend an energy, because you can, any round you can spend an energy, and now she heals 2d4. So she heals 3. Which brings her to 22, which is fine. I mean, that was a shitty heal. Drops her to 5 energy. Yeah, it crossed a line. Going to get Beetle now. Well, she's going to rend and bite the thug right back. But she rolls a -4, and she actually misses. And I'm not going to spend to keep to attack again. Actually, you know what? We're going to spend to attack again. There's no reason not to. She's going to burn another energy. Might as well use the game system. She re-rolls. She re-rolls a 0. That is enough to hit. And so now she does her damage on this thug. She does 20 flipping damage. She rolls pretty good. He has 6 armor. He takes 14. So she tears through some of that armor, and he's bleeding. I think Thug 3 and 4 are both going to shoot. I think we're going to take pot shots at Portia here. They'll move up 3. 1, 2, 3. Both move up 3. They're both going to take a shot at Portia. Portia does... So she is facing. So if it matters, I said I'm not going to deal with facing until it matters. I'm going to say it matters in this case. And now I'm going to have to get the chits out. Darn it. We're going to do... Oh, come on. Come on, baby. There we go. So she was facing this way. This guy came from the rear and attacked from the rear. So he actually gets a +2 to hit in addition to anything else. We'll roll before we calculate. I don't think he hits anyway. So he has a 14 attack, -1 because of range, done. So he has a 13 attack. Portia's dodge is ridiculously high when she's in the air. riding the winds. Her dodge is 19. Her dodge is 19. So this guy still needed to roll like a 14, 13. Needed to roll a 6 or above. He rolls a -6. He misses. Now, second dodge, though. The second thug goes. Oh, and he does a little better. So let's see where he ends up here. So thug 4 is rolling a 12. He rolls a 12. Plus 5 is 17. Portia has a 19 dodge, 16, plus 1 is 17. I think he actually, so he does hit Portia. Who's going to take it? Because if she doesn't take it, she's going to be down to 3. Like, energy actually is going to be more concerning for her than these thugs and their little teeny guns. Thug does 12 damage, though. He doesn't. So it does 12 damage. She actually takes 9. Knocks her down to 21. So she actually, that's a little bit of a wake-up call. And I think it does a knock, which definitely she's not used to. Oh, and does it do an impact? She takes 9. Is that higher than a fourth? It does, and it does an impact. You're absolutely, I'm sorry, Scott, yes. And it does an impact. So first off, I'm going to put her here. And because it does 2 hexes, she's actually going to end up on the ground. I'll put this up here for the time being. Prone. I'm going to roll the impact. 2, it's a graze, nothing. And her front is still that way, I suppose. Lazor gets up. Now, see, she should have just spent to not take that because she gets one back at the end no matter what. But she could have been down to 2 and then back up to 3. So I think that was a 50-50 call that we made the wrong decision. I think Lazor is going to take he's going to try to capitalize on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's -1 to hit. So he has a 15 to hit. 14, 13 because Portia's prone. But this is Portia's 3rd defense on dodge. So she is a 13. He's even up to hit. And he rolls a frickin' -8. And totally misses. And now Beetle is going to try to punch this guy into next. Oh, Beetle was a -9. This guy is a 13 defense. Beetle needed not a -9, so he misses. He misses entirely. But again, we're gonna spend and re-roll, and we miss again. And that was. I think Beetle is at a 5 burn. Jane Doe's at a 7. She's at an 8. That's the end of the round. So literally after all the burns are calculated, everybody gets 1 energy back. After the burns are calculated. So Beetle's down to 5. So let's roll. 4d12. The first character is Stormcell, and she spends 1 and gets 1 back. So she's at 4. Done. The second character is Casey, who spends 1 and gets 1 back. So he is at 4. The third character is Dead Girl, and she gets 1 back and then gets another 1 back because she rolls 3 higher than her burn rating, a 12. So that's 5 higher than her burn rating, and she gets 1 back at the end of the round. And so she has 6 at the end of round 3. Which means she's definitely probably going to, I would definitely heal again at the beginning of the round, next round. Scott, same deal. Scott gets 1 back and gets 1, so he gets 7. Which, what I would tell the characters is you should spend more now, right? If you're always getting them back, and all of a sudden you find in the middle of combat that you have max burn, you're not spending enough. What's fun is superhero versus superhero battles, because then they can burn them off each other by going, well, I'm going to re-roll. And then the bad guy goes, well, I'm going to so you can literally roll an attack roll, 3 times as you roll. Oh, I miss. I'm going to roll. Oh, I hit. And the bad guy goes, no, you got to roll again. And he makes, oh, I missed again. God damn, right? So there's this weird bidding war thing that goes on a little bit as people go back and forth. So what I'll do after this is, because this should only last maybe a round or 2 more, is that we'll reset and maybe put a couple more heroes on the board, and then maybe do like a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3. But let's do round 4. Round 4, Storm Cell has to get up. I don't think she likes her position, actually. But that sucks. It's not that she's taking a ton of damage, but she is really set up. She either has to knock out Laser Thug, so I will allow her to fly at ground level. So she's riding the winds at ground level to get up as a half phase, as a half action. She has 1 more half action. So she either attacks Laser Thug, attacks Loader Thug, trying to knock him out. But I think she has an easier chance knocking him out. So or she just gets out of dodge for a round. I don't think she's going to do that. I think she's going to attack Laser Thug here. She's at a -1 to hit. She has a pretty high shoot. She's not within the first range band. She still has a 19 shoot against this guy's 16 defense. She misses. She's going to roll again because, yep, these are just thugs. She's going to use her 19 against. She misses again. She unprimmed. She did unprim. She's up. You see? She's. I know you can't see anything, but her face is. She's standing straight up. She misses. Done. She unformed. She burned 8 like normal and missed twice. All right, Casey's looking for something to do, and he's going to teleport. Remember, he can teleport blind for free. Casey gets on over there, and he's going to go all out and try to knock this guy out quickly as possible. That's likely going to be a hit. Casey strikes with a 17 versus his 12, so that's a hit. Let's roll Casey's damage on the thug here. He does 12 damage, thankfully, this time. Does not prone him. He did thrust. That's 3 extra damage for 15 damage. -2 is going to take him down 13 points. Doesn't pierce. I'll roll daze in a minute. So he literally, right, bops him. We did do 1 knock. He goes back for 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually 2 more points of damage for this guy because he takes 4 points if he rolls on the ground. He takes 2 more points because he does have armor. Like the leather helps him. He is now prone. Is he dazed? Muscle or toughness save. Oop. Wow, that. -1. So he's going to be dazed. For 1 round. And impact. Oh my god, what is going on with these dice rolls? Did I somehow break roll 20? Is a graze. So Casey whacks this guy halfway across the parking lot. For a lot of burn. 10 burn. Casey is a burner. Loader thug. Well, bleeds. So let me mark down. So thug 3 is down to 5 hit points. Loader thug. Thug L is down to 14. Thug Z is down to 14. Storm Cell has 21. Dead Girl has 22. Done. Okay. I mean, I think if I'm Loader, I am going all in on trying to knock one of these heroes out. So he is going to strike at Dead Girl. And he's going to hit Dead Girl. He's going to hit her exactly because he has a 16 versus her 17. He ups that by 1. So he gets a 17 also. And then Dead Girl is going to spend the energy. Or actually, she'll spend Casey's tactics and add 1 to her defense, which makes the guy miss. Again, these thugs are wholly outclassed. Once you count in the energy, that really sucks a little bit. So we have to give them. The other thing that sometimes I do is in a battle like this, I give all the thugs, not energy, I literally give them a stack of rerolls. So I might say, because the loader thug is their boss, the whole team gets a stack of whatever, 6 rerolls. And so they get 6 rerolls also. And so they could counter that back and forth, which would make this a little bit more of a dangerous fight for the heroes. And then they would lose that stack if the heroes, say, take out the lieutenants, kind of thing. It's Dead Girl's turn. She's going to take a swipe back. Oh, because she blocks, she heals. She heals too. So that's sort of Jane's her thing, right? She just keeps healing as she blocks. She punches back. She hits. She's going to do some damage. She does 13 points of damage. She does min damage, but she does 13, which is 7 points to this guy. Not enough for an impact for him in this case. Thug 3, all he can do is get up, and now he's not dazed anymore. That's his action. Thug 4. He's going to move up 3. Right? Taking shots. Bam, bam, bam. As he moves up. 24, 20. And he's going to shoot Storm Cell and hope for the best. He rolls an 8 up. That is going to hit. She is going to spend energy again. But she only has 2 left. So let's keep that in mind. Jane spent one, so she's down to 5. I obviously did not get that. So he's gonna hit, but she makes him re-roll. He misses the second time. Laser's taking his shot then. He'll go behind this crate, partial cover. He's going to take a shot. 6 hexes, so he's still at -1 to hit. He rolls a 9. Oh, so he's going to hit. He's going to hit. She's going to take another energy and make him re-roll. Let's calculate that. So second defense for Portia is going to be 16. He is a 15. He's going to hit the second time. He still hits her. Still hits her. Nine energy damage. He totally wins that. He does 6 damage. So she takes 15. She's down to 15. So Storm Cell down to 15. But down to 1 energy, that's actually the danger there for her. She spent a lot of energy to try to not be hit. Beetle's turn. Beetle is charging 3 of them. Right? Did I not play that correctly? Beetle is going to miss at a 19. Well, a second defense. 19 to 13. Beetle hits. This is where I would spend, and I'd go, okay, yeah, sure, here, take it. And then Beetle would have to spend. Like, I'd have my stack. So Beetle is going to hit at a -6 because this guy's second attack because again, I think were I to rewrite these guys, I would give maybe him an extra block because he has the claw or some crap like that, right? Give him a couple more powers with that suit on. Beetle hits, and let's say he's going to take the leader out. Maybe. He does. He's going to do 12 points of damage. Pierce 1 means he pierces, and so he punches through, doing 12 straight through. That is actually a knock because one of the dice was maximum. He knocks him back 1, 2, 3, 4. Knocks him on his ass. Takes him out. And let's call it there. Let's call this combat there. So that I can take a break. I can get a drink. Not terrible. Not, not amazing, obviously, in the sense that I think the heroes performed a little better than I anticipated. I think that their stats are upper echelon of first level characters because we, obviously min-maxed for combat stats. Everyone's min-maxed for combat. And like we have no investigator, for instance. so that's where we're at. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna roll with it anyway. So what we're gonna do? Maybe it's early, right? Yeah, it's 9:30. What I'm gonna do? I have 2 other characters. I do have 2 other characters that I can. I don't have tokens for them. All mysteries are a fail. I have 2 other characters. So I think what we'll do is we will line our heroes up, max them back to max hit points or whatever. We'll get rid of these thugs and do a quick 3-on-3. 3-on-3 won't be quick. It'll be it'll take a little while. I need 2 more characters. Well, cheesily enough, I'm actually going to use a character. I'm going to use the tokens from before. So I'm going to get these 2. I mean, that'll sort of work. Let me just get the art. Let me get some art out the door here. I do want you to, I mean, I went and bought superhero tokens for this campaign. And I bought sci-fi tokens for their campaign. And it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I need to cool my jets here. I need to figure out. Oh, there we go. We have these 2. So I mean, that's pretty cool. These aren't terrible. I hope they're not. I mean, I bought these, so I didn't have them. Yeah, I didn't do whatchamacall. I hope they're not AI art, but who knows? I hope someone actually drew them. So we're gonna have April showers, which is a running gag from our other game. April has 33 hit points. I don't know, right? I just don't know, to be quite honest with you. I think I'm going to take them off of compact and do standard. And I think that lessens the need a little bit for the scoreboard a tiny bit. And then this is simply the Demon Archer. I don't know what his actual name is. But that is literally what I have on his sheet. And so what I'll do is we will draft a 3-on-3. And then we will figure out what that 3-on-3 is. We'll put everybody back to full. Her burn is 0, so we'll not burn her early. And then we will have these guys duke it out for a couple hours or an hour or however long it takes. We will just duke it out and hang out. Dead Girl is 38. So we are all back to max. But before that, I'm going to go get a drink, if you don't mind, and hit the restroom and take 5 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know. This one is. I had Midjourney make this before I decide. This is what's her face from the other campaign that then died. That is of something I purchased. Yeah, like that to me looks a little bit. AI-ish. I'm not sure what that is. Like, I'd have to take a closer look at the picture. But oh well, that's the state of the universe that we're in, unfortunately. All right, let's take 5 minutes. I'll be back. Thank you for watching, by the way. I do appreciate it. Where are we at in terms? Is anybody here? Actually, we have 5 people here, so I'm not going to give away any whatchamacalls tonight. Not going to give any whatchamacalls tonight. Well, I should get. I could, but there's no guarantee you get a membership. Is the problem. But I could get one and hopefully we get one. I can give you one. I'll be back. Okay. Uh, Drinks assemble. Sorry, sorry. Um, so I don't know that. I think April is a tiny bit more than the 160 points, but that's, I mean, we're just going to let that slide for now. I don't think the Demon Archer is because I was originally, I think, making. He's not, yeah, I was making him for another purpose to give a guy a character who wanted to like drop in on the game. So I think I made him with 160 with one or two sort of, you know, with a liberty or two, but I think we're about there. So let's first thing is let's figure teams out. Oops, whoa, hey, let's figure out the two teams. I'm gonna drop this. I don't think it helps. I mean, just it's another place I have to track crap. And I already am tracking energy and hit points on everybody and burn. Done. So we got flyers over here. April is not a flyer. She can run and swim. So she is a non-flyer. The Demon Archer is a flyer. He's got wings. So not flyer, not flyer, not flyer, 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 flyer. So that's the worst possible sort of loadout there. I think these two have to go on different sides. Which probably means these two have to go on different sides. I'm gonna do that. I think those are my teams. Dead Girl is sort of a Beetle analog, but she's slightly crappier than him, I think. She's less tuned than him. Storm Cell, Demon Archer, I think she beats him in most cases. She wins. And then April beats Casey? Typically? Although not necessarily, I think, but she has a little bit more armor than him if she's running. And she has an entangle, which is like the hard counter to Casey. But so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do Dead Girl, Storm Cell, April. So Portia and April and Jane, the girls. Oh, it's the girls against the boys. Well, duh. That's of course it's what you do. Of course that's how it is. Done and done. We're gonna put the ladies here. She's gonna be up on the building, so she's just on the building at this point. The building is three hexes tall. That's not super used, yeah, but sure, that works. Whatever. It should be a little taller, would be my guess. Scott starts over here on this building. 4. Demon Archer down here at 4. And then Casey will start down below. The only good thing that I had was the round counter. That was the best part of that scoreboard, was the round counter. So we're gonna have to round count ourselves. God damn it. Bigger. Holy crap, that's 100 point. Jesus. that's it, huh? All right, well, round 1. Sure. We'll put it on the building and make it white. There you go. So these guys go dead, 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 and dead. But now we need our newcomers to have turns as well. April, you get a turn. Demon Guy, turn. Oh, no, don't clear the list. Cancel. Just give me zeros. That's all. Okay. Both teams are aware and we're ready to go. And that's it. We'll just start. So round one, we're going to roll initiatives, of course. Oh, I don't have macros for these. So I will do macros for the newcomers as we do them. We will do some macros. First, initiative. Now, this is truly a test of can I run this game or not. There's 6 heroes, so I'm taking care of 6 energy pools and 6 power sets and so on. It's not super difficult because Scott is a -1 initiative. His initiative is literally lower than nothing. Storm Cell is next. She's a +5, so she gets an 8. Casey is next at a +3. He gets an 11. Dead Girl's a 0. She has a 10. April Showers is +8. Holy crap. She's a 13. She has a reflex and wit. All her stats are all reflex and wit. And then the Demony Archer is a +2, and he gets a 5 total. Done. Let's take a quick look at the new characters. Like I said, I think she's a couple more points for sure, because she has extra attacks and so on, and typically you just don't end up with that at 160. There's no possible way. So she has Watery Sheen and an armor suit. Her total armor is 6'8", but she has to run that armor. She can also run her Watery Sheen armor on another character. She has a Water Blast 3d8 physical with knock. She has Healing Water, heal 2d6, and it revives, but it does burn an entire energy for her to do that. So it's typically not going to be super worth it. It's more worth it than burning an energy, but it also takes her action. She has Wall of Water, which probably is not used in this fight, but could be. But it's only 2 hexes. She dodges. Watery Grave is the Entangle. That's a big deal. 46 Entangle. It does penetrating damage each round. Now, mind you, 46 is not a ton, but it could trap someone for a round or 2 rounds, in which case they're taking damage each round. Her burn, though, if she fires that Entangle, is something akin like 10. And it could be higher. She could have moved. Could be 12. So again, if so that's a lot of burn. So April is going to have to watch the burning. The Demon Archer. Now, again, we have to change some of the crap here because that was added for, but I mean, we're going to keep it for now. So we tweaked this and added, instead of Omni Arrow, because I was making this for someone, I'm like, well, I want to make you a thing. I made the Element Master, and so you can change an element, at will, and thus, put different power effects on it. Now, most of those are the Omni Arrow, but that air effect is not. Yeah, I think she starts with Entangle, right? So we will see how I don't know how this is going to go, actually. I have no idea how this goes at all. But yes, that Entangle is a hard thing to deal with. We're drinking the Old Ezra. It is aged 7-year rye. It's 114 proof. It's a decent bottle. It is an expensive bottle, but it's a decent bottle. It's probably not worth the money paid for it compared to a Knob Creek. Casey's stick is a device. I think staff might be a device. Well, let's look at Casey. But we can look. We can see. Let's look at the staff power set to make sure that it doesn't say. It actually doesn't say. So technically his staff is not a device. We probably should make it a device, but at the moment it's, at the moment it's not. Because his attacks are all low. So it probably should get the device modifier, and then if you want to make it inherent, it ups those all by 1. The burns. So something to think about. He might be the entangled target anyway because he can't teleport out of it. But yeah, you could entangle the hell out of that. Okay. Looks like we're ready to go. April is first. Ugh, I don't like April being first necessarily. I definitely think April is going to be running her armor. So it is an activated armor. It costs 2 burn for her to use it, and she puts essentially water around her body. She resists fire and heat, and she gets 2/4/0 armor. It doesn't work against physical piercing attacks. So bullets. It doesn't work against bullets. It just works. But I don't think she moves yet. I think she holds. So she is going to go directly after. So we're going to move her down to 9 and move her directly after Dead Girl. Casey's up. Now remember, everyone has 6 or 7 energy. You can also burn an energy at the beginning of the round to force everyone to re-roll initiative if you want. The whole board. Casey is going to go. I think Casey's acutely aware that he might be a target. He's going to teleport to the building. Done. Oops. I grabbed there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think he's here. I think this is 15 from where he started. And so Casey, that's his he has a half phase, which he'll save a half in case someone does find him, right? So we need to mark him somehow that he has a half phase saved. I hate all of those. But I do have, sorry, I'm pulling art because they're not art. It's not really art. There's no art. I think somewhere here there's a percentage token. We're gonna put that next to Casey. So he has a half phase save, which of course he'll lose if he doesn't use it. And if he does use it, he will move down in initiative to wherever he uses it at. It's Jane's turn. Jane does not love the situation of these guys being on the building. And remember, she's a runner. So I think we're going to play it cautious for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And she's going to move around, and she needs her gal here to go. April. Ugh. April is going to use, so that's zombie run is 1. That's it. April is going to use her movement, and her move is flow. So she turns into water and goes up to 12. and she's going to end up here behind this car. And that's a 2 burn because she actually that's doing some stuff there. And then Storm Cell. Storm Cell is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 3 up to end up 6 in the air. The Demon Archer. Well, I think the boys are cocky. They realize they have the flight advantage. 2 flyers to 1. Gonna pause and watch later. The garage bar is calling. All right, Rob. I'll see you later, man. The garage bar is calling, huh? I think they feel confident. I think 2 flyers to 1 feels good. I think they would like to take the healer out first if they could. Oh, I do think April is going to have watery sheen on, so that is gonna burn. That's gonna make her burn 4 for the time being. Is Casey gonna have staff block on? Yeah, I think Stick Kid has staff block on, so that ups his burn 2 more. So he teleported, so he's a 5. So even that much is 5 for poor Casey. So she has a 4 burn. She's just flown, so she has a 1. April with Entangle is #1 target. There you go. So the Demon Archer is going to... he's going to keep 4 off the ground. And get to here. He doesn't have much else going on, strangely enough. He's got... he's just gonna fly. Boom. 1. And then Beetle at the end of the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He will have flown. Done. Casey is going to lose his half phase. And he is not going to use it. He could use it right now if he wanted to. He can't teleport again. You can only use it once around. I think he just sits on it and he is done. And that's the end of round 1. We have to roll burn for everybody. We're going to go in initiative order. Casey rolls a 9, and he's fine. Jane rolls an 8, and I'm pretty sure she's fine. April rolls a 4, and she actually burns 1. Storm Cell uses, she's fine. The Demon Archer, he's fine, I believe. Oh, I just deleted his ass. Okay. The Demon Archer is fine. And then Beetle, also fine right now. And we are done with the round. Where are my... where is Dead Girl, April Shower, Storm Cell? Oh, I deleted the Demon Archer by accident. And he was a 5. There we go. So there we go. All right, so Casey's up again. So, I mean, the nice thing for Casey is, I don't know if this is a good idea. Obviously, staff block is on. If Beetle is, oh, and by the way, Casey does have a tactics still, because he gets one at the beginning of the combat. No one else does. He is going to teleport behind April Showers. And he is going to staff strike and thrust, right? So he is going to burn 10 this round and go all out and see what damage he can do to April Showers. So let's look at April. April's block is a 17. So she's actually very combative. It's like the water, right? Smacks it. That's the kind of thing. So Casey's strike is a but he is not going to, he's not going to offensive stance, I don't think. He wants, does he want that defense +1? Does he want that 20 block? He wants that 20 block, right? Because he can block missiles. Is her, yeah, because her Watery Grave is a missile attack, technically. Her Entangle is blockable. So he is going to try to block as best he can. So he's going to keep that in mind. He is going to staff block, staff strike, teleport behind, and thrust, but no offensive stance. So he burns 10 and attacks, and he rolls a flippin' 10. Holy crap. That's going to hit April Showers. I mean, she's got to. So okay. So this is where she's got to make reroll, right? She's got to make him reroll that. So she burns an energy to make him reroll, which you can only do once a round. He rolls the second time, 8. He's going to hit her anyway. Done. She can't do anything about that this time. So he's gonna crack her pretty good. Let's see what he does. He does 13 damage. He does not prone her. He does 2 extra, so 15 total damage. It does not pierce. I don't think he knocks her either. He does not knock her. Doesn't prone her, doesn't knock her. He does 15 damage minus her 6 defense or 6 armor. She has armor 1/1 from something that I don't see. Probably a background of some sort. I'm gonna actually reduce that to 5/7 just because I don't see the 1/1 on her sheet. So she has 5 and 7 armor. So she takes 10 damage. There is no knock, but there is an impact, though. Because it does more than a quarter of her health. One, it's a graze. So she is not moved by that attack. Jane can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. Jane's gonna be super annoyed because those 2 flyers are gonna just try to keep largely out of her range entirely, if they can. So I do think she'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9, 10, I think. And she will run up and done. And that's 1 for her. That's her full move. Done. I mean, April's got to entangle Casey because otherwise Casey's going to beat her to unconsciousness. So she turns She's gonna take her free 5-foot step. So this might matter. And she's gonna be facing him. Now that's not gonna work. So we're just gonna move that away. We're just gonna know I will actually face her chit that direction so that we know. She steps around. She is going to entangle. Her shoot is 19. Casey's block is 20. She needs to roll +1. She rolls a -1. Is she going to spend it? She's going to spend it, right? She's going to spend it. And she rolls. She rolls a 4. She does hit him. And then Casey's going to make her re-roll because he can. And this is where the energy just starts. But she hits him that time. Done. All right. Let's roll 46. $11. Casey is entangled 11. And he will take 1d6 damage around as he drowns in the entangle. So she covers, it's like, right? She traps him in a watery grave is the name of the power. Done. That is her action. And so what did she use there? She used watery sheen. That's her armor. She did not use flow. She used watery grave. So she used 10. So she burned 10 as well. But she's burning hard there. Storm cell. Now the thing is, if she attacks Casey, Stick Kid, who is entangled, she just does damage to the entangle. So now it sort of does not behoove her to attack him. She is going to save her phase. So we will use the save marker, and she is just waiting for either the Demon Archer or the Beetle to come up here, and then she's going to try to blast them to the ground. Demon Archer is gonna go. Now these guys are both 4 in the air. So keep that in mind. So he is 4 in the air. What is his flat range? His flat range is 11. That's 121, 137. His range is probably, it's almost 12. Almost 12. He's at a -1 to hit April from that distance. Technically, so she would do that, and then she should probably face that way, right? That her best facing is straight down so that no one can flank her and that she can get to him. So he's not flanking her. He is at a -1 to hit. His shoot is 18, 19 if he's point blank, which he is not. Her dodge is 19, but this is the second defense, so it's now 16. So it's 18 versus 16. I said -1, so 17 versus 16. He's 1 up. He misses. I mean, we're gonna burn energy like there's no tomorrow. He's gonna roll again. He still misses, right? No, he hits. His shoot is 18. His shoot is 17. Her dodge is 16. Although she is technically was in melee, but she sort of isn't anymore. Because he's not moving. I think that's a hit. She could make him re-roll. But ugh, I don't like it. She's gonna not do that. This or is she? Jesus Lord. She's gonna burn and make him re-roll. She's and he hits. All right, so he finally just hits. Let's put a macro up. Um, Archer damage and he is 2d8 plus a d12. Uh, and it could be up to +2 with fight with Wild Abandon, but he's not doing that. And we're good. And he rolls some damage. He does flipping 16 points of damage. Okay. She has 3 armor against that because her armor does not work against physical stab damage effectively. So 16, 3. She's down to 10 all of a sudden. She is freaking hurt. Now she could have preempted him. I'm gonna have her go. 1, 2. Demon Archer's attack is a blast, which is, archery with his skill of 20, 19 or 20 or whatever. And I didn't add any of the element attacks on there because I was essentially just making them for Bob. But he has Piercer 1. So that's what we're going to roll with. $2d8 plus a d12. So I think true that. Well, technically this guy's not an archer. We did but again, because he's not getting the bonus, all his powers are inherent. And he was just he wasn't really a demon archer, he was a elemental master using Omni Arrow to futz with, right, to pretend that there were elemental effects. Scott, we're playing a superhero role-playing game, essentially. We're doing a test combat. So she's going to use her saved action. She is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She could do up to 8, but I mean, so she's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's up, Scott? How are you, man? She's still 6 up in the air, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 16 plus 4 is 20. I think the square root of 20 that's fine. She's going to face this way so as not to be blindsided by Scott or elemental demon guy. And then she's going to wind blast him. Doing great. Oh, nice, man. Oh, I did get Dragons Down on the table finally for Thanksgiving, just so you know. So I did enjoy it. So she is gonna go, and she's at a 4 now because that's when she used her whatchamacall there. So she went before Beetle. So she's gonna shoot at him. His dodge is a 17. He's not fighting with Wild Abandon. He doesn't take any penalties there. Her shoot is a little bit higher than that, and she is within point blank range. She is going to hit. He has some armor. Is he going to burn an energy? Sure. I think right now we're filling out burning the energy. She has to reroll her attack. She hits anyway. What is her damage going to look like? She does 13 points of damage and 1 die of knock. She's just doing ice for now, I think. I should have said beforehand. She would have pierced, by the way. That would have been really nice. Extra knock does 1 extra die of knock. So she's going to do 2 dice of knock. So she does 13 damage. He has 6 armor. So 13 minus 6, she does 7. He's down to 26. 7 is not enough to be an impact. But he is knocked 2 dice. So she rolls 2d4. 6. And he ends up on the ground. And he ends up taking no more damage, though, because he does have enough armor to manage. I sort of wish Jane were closer. She should have anticipated that, I think, if I would have thought about it. Oh, okay. He can't get to her. She's still above him. So that would cost him 2 hexes, 4 hexes to go up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think he goes down yet because there's no point really to going down yet. And that's the end of the round. And it was round 2, by the way. So that's the end of round 2. So let's take a look at all of our burns here. He just burned 1. He did. I'm sorry, I didn't actually pay attention to that, which I should have. He moves, so he's 7. Storm Cell here is 8 on a given turn where she uses sort of fly and everything else. She's 8. I think Casey was what, 10, because he clocked her at the beginning of the round. All right. So let's roll burn for everybody and see who's losing their energy. First one is Casey. Casey loses an energy because he's burned 10. He rolled a 5. Done. So we'll erase his burn for next round. Next character is Dead Girl. Dead Girl is going to get an energy back with a 12. It doesn't matter. She didn't use much. She just ran. She is done. Third character is April. April used 10. She burns again. So she is in a little bit of trouble. She's down to 1 energy. That ain't great. Demon Archer rolls a 4. He used 7. He's also burned. So we've used a lot of energy here. We need to figure that out. Storm Cell rolls an 11. That is 3 higher. She is fine. She does not use any of her energy this round. And Beetle just used, what, 1 to move. Done. Round 3. Oop. Okay, well, that didn't work. There we go. Casey's up. Casey needs to smash his way out of this watery grave. He takes 1d6 penetrating damage because he's in the entangle. Let's roll that first. he takes 1 point of damage. Obviously, he is going to staff strike. And so he can't teleport out of this. Typically, you could teleport out of an entangle. Since Casey's entangle, his special effect is that he stops time and walks to the place he's going. He can't leave the entangle. He is stuck in the water. So he is going to have to smash his way out of here. The entangle is only 11 points, but it is a physical defense 2. So he does need to do 13 points of damage to get out. If he does 20 points of damage and gets out, he gets an extra half phase at the end of attacking this to do what he wants. If he doubles it, which he probably won't do, he can take a full action after he breaks out of the entangle. If you can beat it by enough, then you can act after you're done. Casey still has 4 energy left. He's going to obviously staff strike. He will thrust. And he will staff block. That is 7 burn. And he will damage the entangle, which he just gets to do. And here we go. Casey does 14 damage. Thrust does an additional 1 point. So he does 15 damage. It doesn't pierce. Casey does 15 damage. -2. 13, right? So he busts out of the entangle, but does not get, he's done. He does not get to act. That is his action. He's finished. Geez, Dead Girl would love to grab onto one of these flyers and just hold him down and eat their face while she holds them on the ground. And yeah, maybe the Demon Archer can lift her in the air, but that's fine. She'll kill him in the air. As it stands, unfortunately, I think she has to she can go for Casey. She makes a half move. That's going to be 1 point of burn. And then she's going to rend and tear Casey. Her strike is 17. Casey's block is great. It is a 20 right now with his staff block. So she's down by 3. She rolls a 5. She's going to spend an energy to re-roll that. -2. She misses. That's going to cost. So her total was 5. She has 5 burn this round. April. Oh, yikes. April sees the error in her way. Wow, what is April gonna do? Good question. That is a great freaking question. So here's the good thing. Because Jane, Dead Girl, has engaged Casey in melee, she can move away and not be stuck. So she's going to move 1, 2. She can't move through his zone of control, though. She stops right there if she does. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She's going to flow to there. That costs her 2 burn. Hopefully, she gets an energy back this round by only using 2 burn. So she turns into water. And she will actually face, obviously, there. Into the building. I assume there's you know, corridors and but we didn't do any of that. We just that whole building is open. Probably not, but the archer, the demon elemental master. He's got to right himself, so he does. So that's a half action right there. He can. He is going to get up for half phase. He is going to blind Storm Cell. Done. He has a flash attack. So 7 energy, flash attack. He does have to hit her. So good luck with that. His shoot is 18. Her dodge at this point is, if she's in the air, it's 19. Range band is 4. Ooh, that might be a bad attack. That is -2 to hit. So he is 18, 16 to 19. He needs to roll a 3 or above. He rolls a -5. He is not going to spend. Done. Run away or second attack on Casey. She ran. Yeah, she ran, man. She ran. I think Storm Cell. Ooh, I don't. Okay, let's think about this. Second attack, Scott's like, second attack on Casey. Don't do something stupid. Don't do something stupid. That's a good point. So she's flanked at that point, but boy, he's far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's still 6 up. She faces that way. She can still attack Casey. Oh, she's not flanked now. She's got them all in her front. So she's going to take that, face that direction, and she is going to shoot Casey. So that's a half action. She flies, and she's going to nuke Casey and Omni. So that's an 8 again. She's 8 pretty much every round she's in the air attacking. That's just 8 burn, 8 burn, 8 burn. Focus fire, goddammit. Second attack on Casey doesn't matter because Casey has an extra block, but wow, does she hit him. Absolutely hits him. So Casey's going to have to spend an energy or else take the hit. He's going to spend the energy and make her roll again. And now I think she misses. She has a 19 shoot. It's not 20 because she's actually out of range because she's too high. I should have lowered her. I didn't think about it. Casey's block is still 20. So she would have to technically be, and I so want to be on top of these guys because I do want to knock him down onto where Jane can get him. But she misses Casey. Casey blocks that shit right now. And I think she re-rolled, right? That's true? No? Oh, no, Casey re-rolled. Casey re-rolled. Okay, Scott, I'll see you. We bored Scott out of here. He's going to go. I'll see you, man. He's going to go play Dragon's Town. She is going to fire it up again. Oh, and I think that's a hit. So she does hit him. So after all that, she is going to hit him. So let's do some storm damage against Casey. She does 12 damage with 1 knock. Definitely going to go with the ice because piercing doesn't do anything to Casey. No pierce. The extra knock is 1 extra knock. She's going to hit him for 12 damage and 2 knock. Now, the problem with Casey is he takes that shit. Like, that actually is gonna... That's an impact. It's a 3. It's a winded until recovery. I think winded adds to your burn. End of the round, your burn rate is increased by 1. Casey is winded until he recovers. In other words, rolls higher. But that knock is going to suck, right? That is 2 dice a knock. 4 into the wall. Smacks him into the wall. That is 11 more points. Casey's down to 7, and he is prone. And I think Scott's worried for a guy here. Casey's going to get up before. He's going to go up 2. So now he is up 6. And move 8, and he charges Storm Cell. Ooh, that misses Storm Cell, though. I'm pretty sure. His strike is 19. Portia has dodged. But she can block at a 17 if she needs to, and so that's what she's going to do, and she's missed. Scott burns to roll again. And hits this time. Portia's going to re-roll. And he hits. Beetle does 20 damage and 1 knock, but doesn't pierce. 17 points of damage. One knock. Moves Portia back 1 and down 1. Beetle is a monster. He is sort of a monster, isn't he? I like to think he's the main character in this iteration. But man, he smacked the crap out of her. Holy shit. Okay, end of the round. How much was Beetle's burn? Beetle's burn is 5. Let's roll our 60-12. I hope you're at least vaguely enjoying this. I mean, I don't know if anybody's here. 5 people. I hope you're at least sort of enjoying it. I'm having a good time. So let's go. We'll go Casey down. Casey down. We'll roll 60-12. Count Casey first. Casey has to burn again. Here a bit in pain. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. Jane gets an energy back because she rolled 3 higher, so she is at 6, and her burn goes away. April does not. Oh my God! April burns an energy. Jesus. So she's down to her last energy because of that terrible roll. The Demon Archer burns an energy. Storm Cell burns an energy. She's not KO'd. She's allowed to be at 0. If she needs to spend an energy at 0, she is then KO'd. So once you hit 0, you are not KO'd. It's just, if you burn an energy at 0, you are then KO'd. Storm Cell burns. This is a big energy round here. Now everybody gets an energy back at the end of the round, so. And Beetle burns. But this is round 3, so everyone gets 1. So Casey gets 1. I should have just taken that into account. She's done. April gets 1. Demon gets 1. Storm Cell gets 1. Beetle gets 1, and he's up to 6. In a battle like this, if he ever got hit, he could become impervious, essentially, at some point. Oh, Casey's up, huh? He gets up, he rights himself. I mean, obviously he's going to block with staff block. Oh, I know what he's going to do. Oh, crap. Yeah, I mean, so what he can't do is go hit April and finish her. Because he has to right himself a half phase. When you're prone, I'm going to assume you always have to right yourself, sort of, right? Kind of. So he can teleport to April. But he is going to, so he's going to teleport to here. And I'm going to say that he is somewhere she can't see him, right? Because imagine there's corridors in here and a couple office like rooms or whatever. Love the Beetle. Beetle just kicks ass. He is so good. So that is 3. So that's not bad. His burn is 3 this round. Yeah, he teleports to a hiding spot and he is done for the round. He is going to spend. Does he spend at the beginning of the round? I think he does spend. So he burns down to 2 and he gets to roll 2d4. And he heals 3 more. Oh, that's lame. God damn it. Why'd I even do that? He healed. Done. Dead girl. So he's hidden somewhere. I'm going to make you make a search roll to find him. Because again, remember, he stops time. So he has time to literally go under a desk or something. 1, 2, 3. Oh, she has super hearing. That's a good point. Oh, oh, the girls might need this. The girls might need this. Let's give her a roll, right? Let's give her a roll. Now, her perception is not that good. Her wit and reflex is -0.5, so it's just 0. But yes, her super hearing gives her a 12. Let's say versus a 10. So she's going to roll and she can hear him breathing or hear him right or whatever. And if she does, she can make the move and try to attack him. Casey has no stealth. He doesn't. He's not a stealthy guy. So she hears him under the desk or whatever, right? She does. 1, 2, 3, right? And so she throws the freaking desk up, right? And rends and tears, and she's going to attack. Casey will block. I mean, he still has his block up. His block is a 20 right now. Her attack is only a 17, and so she misses. But she is going to spend 1 to hit, because she just adds 1. And now he has to spend 1 for her to miss. Done. And she's okay with that, I think. That's not a terrible trade. She tosses the desk up. He blocks her in desperation. Oh, April. That's so funny because right, April rolled it too. I remember. Like she didn't. She literally has to do nothing this round. She is going to. What can she do anything this round? She really needs to more whiskey. She can do more whiskey this round. uh, I say. I mean, technically, someone could come in and smack her down, right? Technically, maybe. Hmm. Interesting. So her burn is 0. A 1 always burns you energy. It doesn't matter what your burn is. A 1 is going to burn you energy. She could heal, spend that energy. She would technically be a like because it's just E. So she could burn that energy down to 0. And then technically her burn rate would be 1. And she would have to roll a 1. If she rolled a 1, she would then be out of the fight. If she rolled anything but a 1, she'd be fine for now. And if she rolled a 4 or higher, she would gain the energy back. And she would heal 2d6. So I think we're going to try that. It's maybe a bad idea. So she uses her healing power on herself. She heals 7, so she's up to 17 hit points now. Her burn technically is just 1. So healing does not increase your burn. It is the cost of it is E. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at April. The cost of the heal is E, which means you just have to give me an energy. So her energy goes to 0. Her burn is still at the minimum, 1. So she is still vaguely okay. She could keep healing herself like this until she screws it up and then she's hosed. That's what she's going to do. The Demon Archer is going to fly at ground level. Six. He takes a pot shot at Storm Cell. I'm going to guess that doesn't hit Storm Cell. His shoot is 18 at this rate. But he is, range band is 4. He is 2 range bands out. Right? 4 is 0, 8, 12. 13 is actually -3. So he's -3 to hit. He's not going to hit Storm Cell at this range. He just taking up an attack, pretty much. Hoping that maybe Beetle finishes her. So the Demon Archer used wings to move and 6. So he's at 7 this round. So this 7. There you go. Storm Cell's turn. She uses an energy to heal. 2d4. You get 2d4 by default. 7. Suck it, Scott. That's what she's saying. And then she is going to plow into Scott, I think, the beetle. And she's going to use shards. So shards is not knock, but it is pierce. So she is going to try to hit Scott. And she does. He is just dodging. And he's going to take it. He's like, yep, I'm going to take it. Right? Done. Let's see what she does, damage-wise. She does 9 damage. That sucked. It really sucked. She doesn't pierce. She doesn't knock. Oh, wow. That is the worst possible. She does no damage because he has 10 physical armor. So she picks up a bunch of debris from the battlefield, tosses it, tries to pierce through his defenses. It doesn't work. She doesn't knock him. She does no freaking damage. She's 8 burn. Oh, that's scary. That's not good. I really should have erased these people's burn, by the way. Jane did attack, right? So I screwed up tracking my burn. Sonic Shield run. So she used 6 burn this round. Yeah, these guys are good. She's good. He's good. Beetle's gonna go. Maybe he finishes her. I'm gonna delete this momentarily. She doesn't need it. He's gonna go down one. Well, yeah. Well, he's above her, right? So he's gonna hit her down if he does. Man, this dude's taking no freaking damage. 3 points, three attack. His 19 strike against her 20 block. Or not 20 block, I'm sorry, 17 block. He hits. Or her 16 dodge. She's gonna block. She's not taking that. She's gonna suck that up. Make him roll again. Roll again. -4. He misses. He's like, I got energy to burn. Done. Roll again. -9. He misses. Done. Round is over. Ooh, I'm enjoying the shit out of this combat. Oh my god. This is good so far. Everybody now has to roll burn. Let's see where we end up. 6d12. Casey gets an energy back. Dead Girl gets an energy back. She's taking no damage. April is knocked out. Oh my god. She rolls a 1. She burns. She has 0 energy, so she is done. That's the risk you take. If she wouldn't have healed herself, she would have still burned and been at 0, but she would have still been in the fight because she used that energy to heal. This knocked her out. And so she falls exhausted. That's bad. Demon Archer gets 1 back. I definitely think the boys now have the super advantage right now. Storm Cell rolls a 6. Uh-oh. Oh, geez. That puts her at 1. She's in danger. And Beetle, of course, he does because he seems to just be infallible tonight. Gets 1 back. And I mean, I hate to do this, but Casey's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 9, 10, 11, 12. Whatever. Well, no, he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Teleport away. That does cost him 3. He's gonna turn off everything else. His burn is 3. And he moves away. That's going to be fairly hard for Jane to follow. That's the power of teleport. Teleport is stupid good, and he has a half phase saved in case someone does show up next to him. By the way, I do thank you all for... Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm sorry I dropped the cork. Thank you all for hanging out and indulging my... what do you want to say? Indulging my whims here a little bit. I'm enjoying this a great deal, and it's pretty good combat actually. This is a good fight. Geez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She runs out. She doesn't know where Casey is at this point. Oh, demon, but the demon archer gets to go, so that sort of sucks. So he's gonna just taunt Jane. So she moves one. That's it. That's all she does. He taunts Jane. He's just gonna go up 3 hexes. That costs him 1 energy, and then he's gonna shoot Jane. No, he's gonna try to shoot Stormy. It's not a great shot. Again, do I just roll the attack or not? Come on, guys. Hello, 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 game. Nope. Okay. Let's roll the attack. Ooh, +9 is pretty good. So his shoot is 18. Her dodge is, so her 18. Let's say he's a -3 to hit, just right off the top of my head. So he is a 15. Her dodge is a 19. He rolls a +9. She's either going to have to make him reroll and go to 0 energy, or she has to take the hit. She's going to take the hit. This could be bad. He rolls flipping 20 damage. No knock, no pierce, but 20 damage. She takes 17. Oh, not great. I think she's done as soon as Beetle goes. She has 3 hit points left. She is not going to be able to take that. She is going to go into wind form, which means she has to give me an energy. It will be her last energy. So she's literally at 0 of 5. And her burn is 4. No matter what. And so she goes into wind form. And then she is going to go still fly, I suppose. So her burn is 5, technically, which is not great. That's not a great look for her. And she's going to go over here and see if she, if the tables will turn, as it were. And at this point, I think Beetle's like, yeah, we got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that puts him 1 hex above the ground. But in range of Dead Girl. So he's gonna essentially be in range. And he's gonna take his shot. But -2 doesn't look great. He has a 19 strike. Her block is 17. That's still a hit. She can spend, though, and she is going to spend. Make him re-roll it, for real. He does. He rolls an 8. He hits. Beetle does 16 damage, minus her 7. That is 9 points of damage. Done. End of the round. We're going to roll 5d12 because our gal is done here. Casey rolls a 1. That's not good for Casey. Casey's down to 1 energy. Dead Girl rolls a 9. That's good for Dead. She's up to 6. She probably heals next round, just to get that damage back. What does Demon Archer roll? He rolls a 10. He shot and ran. No, moved. He flew up into the air. So I didn't write it for him. That sucks a little bit. 6, 7, but he rolls a 10. He gets 1 back because he's 3 above. Storm Cell rolls a 6, which gives her nothing. So no burn this round. Beetle rolls a 1, so he pays 1 energy. Oops. I mean, I think Casey sits this round for now. I mean, he'll save if someone comes up to him. He might have to do something. But for right now, he sits. Because, I don't think, I mean, you know, I assume everybody's in communication to some degree. And they're like, we got this. Done. And so he's going to sit. Dead Girl is going to take a 5-foot step. And she's going to face to not be flanked. Right? So she takes a 5-foot step. She faces that way. She's going to freaking rend Scott. She's pissed now. This is really going to affect their next date, I'm sure. She hits. I mean, he can easily make her pay to go again. She hits anyway. So she rends and tears him a new one. That's reverb. Sorry. She Dead Girl damage. She does 21 damage and bleeds him and knocks him. Okay, that's 11 to Scott. Even Scott takes 11. He is probably shocked. Is that an impact? That's an impact. She does an 8 impact. That staggers his next action. What does that mean? So stagger means, oh my God, he's going to lose his whole action because she also knocked him. He goes back 3. 1, 2, smacks into this car for 3. Which is just 3d4, but it's doubtful he takes damage. He takes 1 point of damage. He hits the car so hard. So she is pissed. She smashes him into the car. He is prone because he's knocked. And when he gets up, his action, he has to take a half move and go in a random direction because he is staggered. Let's make sure that I didn't get that wrong. Because that's sort of important, because that's literally his whole action at that point. Oh, I don't have it here. Shit. Well, because this is old enough to not have it. In Runebear, it's you immediately move. In Runebear, it's you immediately move 1 hex in a random direction. In this case, this is staggered next action. I'm going to say it's a half phase move. Done. She freaking pelts him. Now remember, she is in D-solid. So no one even knows she is there. I'm going to put something around. I'm going to just put this around her maybe. No, you can't see it, can you? Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. So she is not, you can't see her. And he's up 3 hexes. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to go up here. And he is going to take his shot. The Demon Archer takes a shot. He hits Jane. Jane's dodge is crap. So, I mean, her doing anything with this is low. So she's going to take it. He does 13 damage with no pierce and no knock. She eats 7 of that. So oh, and she's going to spend an energy, I'm sorry, to heal. But he does 13 minus 7, so she takes 6, 23. She does heal 2d4. And she gets the 7 back. So here's how I envision this going. I'm not this fight, I just mean in general. In general, the heroes and the villains are continuously burning energy. They're healing themselves, they're making you miss, and your energy starts to get down to where, say, Casey is, or where Storm Cell is. By the way, her burn is 4 minimum. His, I think, it's 7 because he moved and attacked. And hers was no move. She just attacked. 4. Hers is just 4. And at some point, you get to the point where I can't burn anymore, right? Or I've gotten unlucky and I've burned at the end of various rounds, and you start to get to this situation. Now, I don't know if it's round 5 or 6. I'm a little concerned that I screwed up and did not update this. But so be it. The Demon Archer hits Jane. Done. She has to sit. And in fact, she is going to drop to the ground to try to spend as little as possible. And Beetle gets up and staggers. So roll 1d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he just runs right back up to Jane. Done. End of the round. Everybody will get after this, they will get one. Unless Storm Cell, if she rolls a 4 or less, she's done. She doesn't. You only get your extra energy at the end of round 6, at the end of round 6, once you've rolled burn. So we're going to roll 5d12. And this could be sort of the end of Storm Cell. Casey gets 1 back, so he's up to 2. Dead Girl rolls a 6. Not enough to get 1. She doesn't lose 1. She is done. The Demon Archer rolls a 9. Not enough to get 1. He doesn't lose 1. He's good. Storm Cell rolls a 9, which gives her 1 energy back. And then Beetle rolls a 6. He actually gets an energy back from being staggered. Oops. Casey's up. Casey's going to heal. So that takes an energy away. 5 points back. 15. So maybe he can take a hit. And that's free. You don't have to pay to heal. And he's going to go. He's not going to teleport. He is going to run. His run is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. That burns. He burns a single energy. 1 burn to do that. Dead Girl is like, she's like, do you want some more? Because I can give it -1 though. Does not look good for her. 17 versus his 19. She misses. She's going to burn the energy, of course, because she still has 5 too. They're both. She's going again. She's like, yep. She misses. Oh, and he's going to shoot her. Demon Archer shoots. So he's going to turn on Ignite 2. So he turns his arrows to fire arrows. He's going to shoot. -4. He has a 18 shoot. And he's going to fight with Wild Abandon. So he has an 18 shoot. That's fine. He has a 10 dodge. He's gonna hit her. He does +2 damage. He does 18 damage, 20 damage against her 7 defense or armor. So she takes 13 of that. Ignite 2, which I did not do. 2 or less, she doesn't ignite. Done. He just flew and he shot. That is 7. He's 7 if he flies and shoots. She just did what? 5? 4. And he did 1. Oh man, she is. She cannot. Ooh. I mean, the girls have lost this. I'm fairly certain. They all got 1 energy as well. Oh, right. Oh, man, we didn't. Oh, God. Technically, he has 2. Technically, she has 2. Sorry. I totally forgot. So that's going to change her outlook, actually, a little bit. She's going to heal. She heals 7. One, two, three, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she goes up 2. I mean, this is now. I mean, she either. I mean, this might be a bad move, but there's no. So she's going to fly. She turns off her desolid. She flies up. 1, 2, 3, and 1. I think she is still. So 9 and 1 is 10. She is still within point blank range. She is going to go all pierce and try to shoot the demon archer down. She has a 20 shoot. His dodge is 17. He fought with Wild Abandon 16. She's still going to hit. He'll make her re-roll because you might as well. She hits. Portia hits. She's not going to let her girl go quietly. Oh, Jesus. Freaking 6 damage. 6 damage. No knock. No pierce. That does nothing to the demon archer. That is a really sad. That is super sad. And now Beetle's going to attack Dead Girl with second attack. He blows it. He's going to spend an energy. Of course. He hits. She's going to make him spend again. He hits. He does 22 damage and 1 knock. She takes 7 of that off. That's 15 points of damage. She's down to 2. That is an impact. That impact is impaired 2 until she recovers. So he breaks something, right? And he knocks her once. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's prone. And that is 4 points for Beetle. Breaks her heart. Oh, man. That was rough. Jeez, oh, man. He punched the hell out of her. Let's roll 5d12. Casey gets an energy back, of course. His burn goes away. He's up to 3. Dead girl rolls a 7. That she gets an energy back. Doesn't help her. I mean, she'll heal when she can. 3. Demon Archer does not get anything back. He is a cyber psycho. He's like our main. Storm Cell, however, she attacked, did she not? So she actually rolled not a 1. She did 1, 2. She did an 8. She burns. She's down to 1 again. Beetle gets an energy back because he is freaking flipping crazy. The girls are holding on, but just barely. I definitely think this one is probably, we could call this right now. Let's take a quick look at the distance. Casey's going to teleport here, turn on everything, gives him a 10, and he's going to try to knock Jane out. Casey is going to hit, I believe. Casey has a 17 versus Jane's 17, but Jane is also prone, so she's -2 until she gets up. I mean, she will make him re-roll, of course. He still hits. Casey does 8 damage, plus thrust is 5 for 13 damage. He does not make her prone. He does not pierce. 13 minus her 7 is 6, and she is at -4. Jane is defeated. And I think that's going to end our fight, right? Like, there's no... She's going to have to flee, so she's going to turn D-Solid again and take off. Now, keep in mind, most of these characters are literally as low level as they possibly are, and they do not have a lot of powers. Once they start getting a few extra powers, then you start getting some more options, like entangles. And, right? So, even April, if April can keep up the entangle and not be gang tackled, she can stop someone for a whole round, right? Do some damage. It is all about matchups, and right now a lot of our characters are just like Beetle's just a brute, so you need someone with Pierce, you need someone to slow him down with some kind of other power that he has no counter to. Currently everybody's just doing physical damage, and so he has a counter to everybody, which is just a lot of armor and a lot of health. That's it. That's how the game goes. We could do probably a little better, in terms of, Beetle has 2 tanky sets and a decent enough attack. I don't think that went poorly, and I don't necessarily mind that he is sort of an alpha in the game. Like, Jane is let's for instance, again, Jane would be better if she just didn't take Sonic as a power set. Having said that, she will have options later. So for instance, she can attack and dissolve armor 1d6. Done. As long as she has, so if she rolls a 6, all of a sudden Scott's armor is 4. and not. And in fact, it's is it both? Yeah, like I mean, she could armor disrupt Scott, and let's say she rolls well. Let's say she rolls a 5. Now his armor's 5. Now he's like everybody else. Um, she could shriek and hit everybody in the area for 2d6 plus whatever. I don't know what her power die is. Probably a d6, 3d6 with Pierce 3 or Sonic Blast, Pierce 3. Um, Sonic Cone, eh. Right now she just has Sonic Shield Super Hearing. And Standoff is easy. +1 accuracy, +1 damage. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do enjoy this this iteration of the game. Scott, my buddy here, believes it is the best iteration of all the games. Between Runebearer and sci-fi and all the things we've done, he tells me often that this is the one my one a win, my one stroke of genius. Everything else pointless. um, and again, the whole point is simply to make a power set or a game which is a tacticals mini superhero game where the characters are different enough that the battles are interesting. And again, I think of the characters there, obviously I think Scott is nigh on the most powerful, but even there you can see Casey made good use of getting away. Um, you know, Stormy knocked people all over the battlefield. Jane's super hearing even sort of made sense and worked and did something for her in this. So I think all fairly interesting. And it should be interesting when they sort of approach. There's going to be a lot of probably some fights with rando thugs again, just because in the campaign, but then also fights with some pretty powerful villains where the kids probably will get their asses handed to them, is my guess, just because I think everybody scales up pretty hard. So we'll see. We'll see. It's very rock paper scissors. Yes, like certain characters. Yeah. Well, even something like an ignite on Scott, like Beetle. And let's say he gets ignited. Well, then you know there's possible that he's just taking penetrating damage every time. I don't know. I think it works out. So I had a good time. I hope you had a decent time through those two tests. Need to save the blood boy of the main villain. The only thing I don't love, I mean, I think Roll 20 did okay for us. Roll 20 really needs bags where I can pull numbers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it needs bags like Tabletop Sim has a little bit. I do care, weirdly enough. I mean, our parasocial relationship is strong enough where I care about your kidney stones. So, um, I do hope you feel better. That sucks. I do. I feel terrible. Like I said, my dad has suffered quite a bit with kidney stones. Don't yeah. So I don't wish that on anybody. So hopefully you'll feel better. Um, hopefully it's not bad enough you have to go like to the hospital. Hopefully it'll just pass and you'll be good. But yeah. But yes, take painkillers and sleep and hope that everything just passes in the night there. That's all. So I will see you all probably Monday, maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. We'll get together. Um, of course, tomorrow we're playing our tabletop game. Oh, yeah, and your wife suffers through like those are she does not get them a little bit. She gets them like, like little meteorites. Like I think your wife killed the dinosaurs with a kidney stone at some point. So she gets them all the freaking time and they're bad. Yes, because we got a game tomorrow, so she needs to be healthy. That gal needs to be healthy. Kidneys encrusted. Ugh. I feel bad for April. She did not do well this fight. So yeah, that was our D12 supers. I mean that's the rule set we'll be using. Yeah. We can chat on Discord for sure. All right. So thank you guys. Nutmeg. You know what? Christian, are you still here? Michael, are you still here? Send a message if you guys are still here. I think they're still here. If you are still here, I will try to gift. I will see if we can gift. I will see if we get lucky, and I gift you the freebies that I have. But yeah, okay, ready? So we're gonna membership. I'm gonna send 5 membership gifts right now, and I'm theoretically hoping gamer nerd why is it random and why is it not people? No, see, it's just okay. Well then, screw it. We'll give the 5 more. Let's hope to catch one of the guys that are actually here. So funny. No, YouTube is the worst. You're right. YouTube's the goddamn worst. I mean, Happy Dota, I appreciate because he's around occasionally. So that's nice. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. I will figure out if I can actually buy them specifically and hand them to you. All right. In any case, thank you very much. I had a great time. That's what this game is. We've had some good, really good, fun combats in this game. Scott will attest to that. That some of these combats were beautiful. We had our demon form wrestler go off the top rope, which is an attack, onto a Dr. Vasilok, which yes is stolen out of City of Heroes. Um, Great moment. And again, the fact that I overheard my son, and no one will understand this, and that's fine, where he said, Tallulah summoned the Dark Carnival to converge the timelines so she could eat all the Janes. And I'm like, oh my God. Let's see if we can get there in this campaign and get that kind of a little bit of epicness in this game. I think it's worthwhile to try. Let's figure this out next week, and maybe we'll try to get a night or two in next week and start this game with our 4 main characters and see where it goes. Thank you very much, Christian, Michael, Nutmeg, Scott. Anyone else around? Scott Demir showed up briefly. Rob is drinking at a bar. TV, good to see you. Katori, good to see you. And I will see you all later. Thanks a lot. Have a good night and have a good weekend. Scott, I'll see you on Discord.